Welcome to another episode of Park Sharks. Today we are at the Holmes Beach Micro Skate Park. I'll tell you one thing, there was nothing micro about the quality of this park. Let's check this out. So they call this a micro skate park, but honestly, I've been to way smaller parks for sure. It's not huge by any means, but they've managed to fit like a bunch of stuff in a relatively small area. But I've been to parks that are smaller than this, like hands down, plenty of times. So it's right along this main strip. You might hear some of the traffic go by. That's like a couple of blocks from the beach. There's like a bathroom here, and then it just, right when you walk up, you see the park and all three of its sections. And you'll notice that everything's nice and new, nice and mellow. There's nothing like huge out here, but there's just a lot of stuff in this small space. So as soon as you like walk up to this park, you're like, oh man, I'm gonna have a lot of fun here. So this skate park was built by Pivot Custom. They are a relatively new skate park manufacturer. They've done some parks like all over the world, and they're really ramping up production. And I've noticed that they've done a ton around the States. They're still, even during the whole coronavirus 2020 thing, they're still out there building brand new parks. And I've only been to two so far, the Gulfport and this one. And these are just their smaller parks. I can't wait to actually go to travel to some of their larger ones. They did the Lot 11 in Miami, so I definitely want to go see that one. And they got a couple others in production and that they also just finished. So hopefully one day I get to travel to all of them. That'd be dope. There are three different sections to the park. I guess kind of two sections with like this little in-between section. So there's the bowl section, which is a nice mellow bowl. It's not like one of those like 16-foot deep bowls that can be really intimidating for somebody who doesn't skate bowls. And then on the other side, there is their street course. And right in the middle, there's this like transition space to go that flows from the bowl into the street course, back and forth. And I like to focus on that first. Most skate parks that have different sections, like a bowl section and a street section, they're either right next to each other or you have to, walk in between them. Well, here, there's like a flow section right in between them that actually has a couple of little obstacles that you can skate. There is this like weird hip thing, like it's just like comes to a point and it's got a little hip on it. It's not like the angle of a real hip, whatever that angle is, like a 90-degree angle or whatever, but it's still pretty fun to skate. It's really small. You can just kind of flow it and pop some tricks on it. But then there's the boob. That's, those are always fun just to flow over. And then there's a little quarter pipe with pool coping on it. It's pretty cool. So I didn't grow up near a lot of bowls. I've moved around a lot, and I've never lived in a town that actually has a nice bowl to skate. And I've been to a lot of skate parks, and this has got to be the best bowl I've seen for beginners, hands down. I've only come out here a couple of times, but every time I've come out here, there's always been people here, but I haven't seen any like advanced skaters on the bowl. So I've floated a little bit. I'm terrible at it, of course, like I always say, but this thing's really fun. If I had lived here, I would definitely love to skate it a lot more and actually learn how to float bowls correctly. Now let's get to the best section, the street section. The street section is laid out really simply, linear, back and forth. You've got a quarter pipe on both ends and then a bunch of obstacles in the middle. They didn't waste any space at all. They have crammed as many things as they can into this street section without making it seem too clustered. There are low bars, low handrails, low fun boxes and ledges, and even this cool like manual pad thing. without like explaining each individual thing, I'll just point out a couple of things that I really liked that they have here in the street section. One of my favorite things was the bump to ledge. Those are always a lot of fun. It's always nice having a bump into a ledge that can kind of launch you up into it, because you can try out new things and stuff like that. They also have, like next to that ledge, it's just like this skinny bank. And I always love skating like weird things like that. So that was kind of fun just to mess around on. They have 2 handrails on the little 2 set. And honestly, I haven't skated a 2 set in a very long time. I don't really skate stairs that often anymore because, you know, getting older, knees getting weaker, but this one was a lot of fun. But they have 2 handrails on it. There's one that's really long that I just did a board slide on. And then the other one on the left, it starts early before it goes down the set. So it's cool for like if someone needs to learn new tricks and stuff and they're kind of scared to jump down a set onto a rail, like you can actually get on the rail a little bit earlier. That'll give you some more time to bail out if you want to. Well, I think it's really a great handrail that's low and long for beginners to skate for sure. There's also this like hip / manual pad / something, not really sure what you call it, but you can skate it as a hip or you can skate it as a manual pad. It's like a hip with an extension on the flat that just goes up maybe a couple of inches. So like I said earlier, there are 2 quarter pipes, one on each end. One of them is just pretty much run-of-the-mill, like a basic quarter pipe that actually the ends of it taper down into the concrete. It's just got regular coping on it. For its height, like it's a little bit steep, but it's nice having that extra bit of steepness to get speed coming back up into the park. The other side has a really long one. It's like maybe 4.5 feet high, and it has pool coping on it, so that's pretty cool. If you've watched any of my other episodes, I always try to do like a tray flip fakie on, if not the biggest quarter out of here, just like one of the nicest quarters. And man, I was struggling. The first time I came and was trying to do it, I could not get it. And then finally today, just happened to get it, so it all worked out. It's just a little bit more steep than what I'm used to for how tall it is. Like I could understand it being that steep if it was maybe 5 or 6 feet high, but it's a little bit shorter than that, so I just had to get adjusted to it. That's one thing to be wary of when you come out here. If you don't like short and steep quarters, you will have to get used to them out here, but they're extremely, extremely well built. So yeah, if you want to come down to the Tampa area and check out a skate park that's near the beach, this is definitely a cool one to come to. It hasn't been built for very long, so nothing is really worn out, and I think it's going to be here for a long time and be a great place to skate for a long time. Thanks for checking out another episode of Park Sharks. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share it with your skate friends so they can find out about different skate parks that might be in their area. Here's what's coming up next.